Hey everyone, welcome back to InVideo Roy. Today we're diving into some of the most shocking and downright horrifying jobs throughout history. These are not your typical 9 to 5 gigs. Buckle up because the jobs we're about to uncover are truly the worst of the worst. Let's get started. Let's travel back to the medieval period. Imagine cleaning cesspools, open pits where waste was dumped. Cesspool cleaners, or gong farmers, had one of the most revolting jobs. Their day began before dawn, wading through filth and excrement. No modern gloves or protective gear. They used wooden scoops to remove waste, carting it away in barrels. The smell, unbearable. Health risks off the charts. Many died young from diseases contracted through their job. Their only comfort, providing a critical sanitation service at the cost of their health and dignity. Next, let's discuss rat catchers. Sounds quaint, right? But the reality was far from charming. In cities like London during the 19th century, rat catchers had to deal with massive rat infestations. They used traps, poisons, and even trained ferrets and dogs. But here's the kicker. When the rat populations were too high, they had to resort to more drastic measures. In some extreme cases, rat catchers were forced to go into sewers to eradicate rats. The conditions were horrendous, with constant exposure to diseases like typhus and leptospirosis. And while rat catchers were essential for public health, they often faced a grim and dangerous working environment. Segment 3. Human ash heap cleaners. Now brace yourselves for this one. During the 18th and 19th centuries, there were human ash heap cleaners. These individuals were responsible for managing the enormous piles of ash produced by coal fires in urban areas. The ash heaps were massive, often towering over buildings. Cleaners had to sift through these heaps to collect anything of value, including small pieces of coal that could be sold. But the real danger was the exposure to toxic dust and ash. Prolonged exposure could cause serious respiratory issues and other health problems. And let's not forget the back-breaking labor involved in shoveling and hauling ash in all kinds of weather. Segment 4. Plague Doctor Assistant. Let's turn to a job shrouded in mystery and horror. Plague Doctor assistants during the Black Death. The Black Death ravaged Europe in the 14th century, and plague doctors with their creepy bird-like masks became a symbol of the era. But their assistants had an even more gruesome job. They were responsible for helping with autopsies and collecting bodies, often without any protective gear. They were constantly exposed to the plague, which led to incredibly high mortality rates among them. Their work was not only physically exhausting but also mentally taxing, as they had to deal with the constant sight of death and disease. Segment 5. Corpse washer. Finally, let's explore the role of corpse washers, particularly in historical cultures where washing bodies before burial was a common practice. In ancient Rome and some medieval cultures, corpse washers prepared bodies for burial. This meant cleaning and anointing the deceased, which, while respectful, also involved handling decomposing remains. The job was not only physically unpleasant, but also emotionally draining, especially if the corpses were victims of violence or disease. the smell, the sight, and the constant reminder of mortality made this job one of the most unsettling throughout history. And there you have it, some of the worst jobs in history that will make you thankful for modern sanitation and health standards. These historical figures endured unimaginable conditions, and their stories remind us of how far we've come. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the grim realities of historical employment, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. And let us know in the comments which job shocked you the most. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on InVideo Roy.